Hey guys, I'm Mark with the Tractor Tread YouTube channel, and today I'm going to do a review on the Cub Cadet XT3 GSX with the optional 54-inch stamped mower deck. Let's take a closer look. The GSX model features a 25 horsepower Kohler twin-cylinder engine, a differential lock, an electric deck lift, and electric power steering. This garden tractor is perfect for any size yard and has optional snowblower, snow blade, several different mower deck sizes, and you can even get a bagger for the back. The mower deck isn't optional in this tractor, and it's available in 42, 50, or a 54 stamped deck version, or you can get the welded up fabricated version that's available in a 48, 54, or 60. This garden tractor has the hard padded vinyl seat with the armrest on the side that do flip up. The seat does flip up out of the way, and underneath you have your heavy duty springs to give you a little suspension in your seat. Underneath the seat in the front you have your seat adjustment lever. You can move that lever toward the middle and move the seat forward or back. On the right side fender you have your electric deck lift switch. With the key switch on, pressing the arrow forward, that'll lower your mower deck. Pushing the arrow back, that'll raise your mower deck. Right behind that you have your deck lift height adjustment. You have positions 1 through 6, and with the deck raised all the way up, you can lower it down position 1 and cut at 1.5 inches, or raise it all the way up to position 6 and you can cut at 4.5 inches. Once you set your deck height adjustment, you can then lower the mower deck and it will return to the same cutting height each time. The electric deck lift makes it easy to raise and lower the mower deck. On the left side fender you have your gas cap. You have a nice storage compartment, you have a cup holder, and you have a differential lock. This GSX model has a really cool feature. It's called a differential lock. I'm going to do my best to explain you what that means. Every lawn tractor, garden tractor has what's called a rear transaxle. In the center of that transaxle, it'll have a differential. The differential is needed so that way only one tire drives on the rear, and that makes it easier for it to steer the tractor up front and gives you less tire wear on the front tires. The downside to a differential is only one tire does drive, so when you're stuck in the mud or in the snow, you'll notice that one tire is spinning and the other tire is just sitting there doing nothing. And that's because both tires are not driving. So if you're stuck, you can stop the tractor and gauge your differential lock, and that'll give you posi traction, meaning that both tires will drive, giving you plenty of traction to get you unstuck. To use differential lock, stop the tractor, push in on the button, move the handle, lock it into position. You'll then see the orange light up right where it says differential. When you're done using it, stop the tractor, push in on the button, and release the handle. At the back of the tractor you have your transmission oil dipstick. To check that, just remove it, wipe it off, insert it back into the tube again, and the oil should show right between the two lines. To find out how much gas you have in your gas tank, just come to the back of the tractor and you can look right here to find out. At the back on the lower right hand side you have your hydro release lever. You can pull this lever out, you'll see a little wash there, lock that right into place, and then you'll be able to move the tractor around with the brake off inside your driveway without starting up the engine. When you're done, be sure to push that down and just set it back into place. This tractor does have a tow hitch. There is a cast iron rear end in the Cub Cadet Garden tractor. The rear tires are 23 10 5 by 12. The front tires are 16 650 by 8. There is ball bearings on both the front wheels, and on the inside of the rim you'll see a grease fitting. There is a grease fitting on each of the spindles up on the front. Cub Cadet Garden tractor has a heavy duty cast iron front axle. On the front axle in the center up underneath there is a grease fitting. The floorboards and the fenders are made of metal, and you do have a rubber pad for your feet. The dash and the hood are made of plastic. There's 2 LED lights on the front of the tractor. In order to raise your hood, you will need to lift the front bumper up and lower it down out of the way. Then you can lift your hood up, and that'll give you plenty of access to your engine. This motor has a horizontal shaft, and it's the Kohler Command Pro 25 horsepower twin cylinder engine. Up on top of the engine there's a yellow handle. This is for your engine oil dipstick. If you'd like to check the oil, pull that out, take a rag, wipe off the end of the dipstick, put it back into the tube, press it all the way down, pull it back out again, and the oil should be between the lines on the engine dipstick. When you're done, just push it back down into the tube. If you'd like to change out your air cleaner, this is your air cleaner cover. Just loosen up on the wing nut. You can then lift the cover off. Underneath that, you'll see your air cleaner. There'll be another wing nut you'll have to take off. You can then change out your air cleaner. You will need to put that wing nut back on again. And then when you're all done, just put back on the air cleaner cover and tighten it down. Looking down the left side of the engine, you have a yellow knob. This is where you fill your oil when you change your oil. We see we have a fuel filter, an oil filter, and below that we have a hose that runs out the front so you can drain your oil from the front of the machine. At the front of the engine, you can see Cub Cadet uses this huge exhaust system, and we can also see the electric PTO, which is the power takeoff at the front of the motor. At the right side of the engine, we have a starter, some wires, and we can take another look at that electric PTO. After you lift up the hood, you'll see a very important warning label. It says clean debris from engine rotating screen after each mowing. I'll talk about this here in just a second. You also see do not jump start battery, and I'm going to go over that with you too. Right at the top of the dash, you'll see a bent over piece of metal. We're going to go ahead and grab a hold of this and remove this shroud. After you remove the shroud, you'll see we have some fuses, some relays, and we have the battery. If you'd like to remove the battery, remove the two cables. You can remove this strap right here by removing the bolt right down there, and then you'll be able to lift your battery right out. If we take a look down inside, you'll see something shiny down there, and that is your drive shaft. This tractor has a drive shaft going from the engine to the transmission. It does not use a drive belt. The warning label said do not jump start the battery, and that's because this unit has an electric power steering unit. If you send more than 12.5 volts to that battery, it can damage your power steering unit. So if the battery is dead, I recommend you remove the battery and charge it up or install a new battery. It's going to be a little hard to show you, but down by the drive shaft, right around the shaft actually, that is your air intake screen for your engine. And it's always a good idea to keep that clean. With the engine off, reach down there and try to get as much debris away from that as you can. Also down there on the right hand side, for you guys that service everything by yourself, there is a grease fitting at the end of that steering shaft. Just below the dash is a lever for your tilt wheel. Push down on the lever, you can move the steering wheel right where you want. On the left side of the steering wheel, you have your park brake lock and your cruise control. Next to that, you have your throttle control. This controls the speed of the engine. All the way down is slow, all the way up is fast. Next to that on the right, you have your choke control. You will need that when the engine's cold. Put it all the way up to turn it on, and all the way down to turn it off. On the right side of the steering wheel, you have your Pto switch. This turns on your mower deck. Let's pull that up, turn it on, push it down to turn it off. Next to that, you have your key switch and several positions. Stop, mow in reverse and forward, mow in forward in normal position. All the way over is start. And you have an orange triangle. You're going to press that to mow in reverse. This tractor has a mow in reverse feature. When you turn the key switch and start the engine, it will come back to the normal forward mow position or run position. You can drive the tractor in forward and reverse without the mower deck on. If you turn the mower deck on and you try to mow in reverse, the mower deck will shut off. If you want to mow in reverse, you need to turn the key to the reverse forward mow position. Press the orange triangle. The orange light will light up, and then you can back up and mow in reverse as much as you like. Always look behind you before mowing in reverse. On the dash, you have your differential light, and you have your battery voltage and hour meter. When you turn on the key switch, this shows battery voltage, and then switches over to the runtime hours of the machine. Down by your left foot, you have a brake pedal. Step on the pedal to apply the brake. If you'd like to put on the park brake, just lift up on the park brake lock, release your foot. Now your park brake's engaged. Disengage the park brake, step back on the pedal. This tractor's hydrostatic drive, and there is no gears and there is no clutch. It has two pedals, one forward and one reverse. The pedal closest to the dash is forward. The farther you press, the faster you will go forward. And the same with reverse. The farther down you press, the faster you will go in reverse. Another feature on this tractor is the electric power steering. When you first hop on the tractor, you'll notice how tough the steering is. When you turn on the key switch, wait a few seconds, you'll see how much of a difference the power steering makes. This tractor has the optional 54-inch stamped mower deck underneath it. If we look on the left side, we can see it has two anti-scalp wheels, one on the front and one on the rear, and they do have grease fittings on both of them. Both the anti-scalp wheels are adjustable up and down, and you want to set them just so they graze the top of the grass. You don't want them running on the ground or it will wear out the wheel. And we can take a look underneath the mower deck, and it does have a grease fitting on the idler, has a grease fitting on the center spindle. This deck has 3 blades and 3 spindles, and every spindle is greasable. If you'd like to grease the spindles, you will need to take off the spindle covers. The left side's held on with 3 bolts. You need to remove those bolts and lift off the cover, and you'll be able to get to the grease fitting. If you'd like to grease the spindle on the right hand side, you'll need to remove this cover, and that's held on by 2 bolts. If we take a look at the deck on the right hand side, you'll see it has a Smart Jet washout fitting, an anti-scalp wheel on the rear and one up on the front, and also has a flap on the right side of the mower deck. It's spring loaded. You can lift it up to get in and out of the shed. You will get a wash plug with your new mowing deck. When you're done mowing the grass, you can screw this end right here on the end of your garden hose, pull up on this end, slide it over top of the Smart Jet deck wash system, turn your garden hose on full blast, start the tractor up, turn on the mower deck, and try to wash out any grass from underneath the mower deck. When you're done, disconnect your garden hose and disconnect your fitting. If you'd like to remove the mowing deck, you will need to remove the belt. Then on the left hand side, you'll need to pull this pin, lock it into place. Do the same on the right hand side. Then up at the front of the mowing deck, you will need to slide the deck far enough forward so you can lift this bar up and out of the way. And then you'll be able to slide the mowing deck out from underneath the tractor. If you remove the mowing deck and would like to use the tractor without the mowing deck underneath, you will need to remove the front hanger, and that's held on by 2 shoulder bolts, one on each side. This mower has several safety switches. One of them's in the seat. If you get off the seat at any time, the engine will shut off. If you get off the seat with the brake lock on, the engine will stay running. If you get off the seat while you're mowing, the engine will shut off. And if you try to mow in reverse, the mower deck will shut off unless you had the mow in reverse switch on. There is a safety switch on the brake pedal. You will need to hold that down to start the engine. Put your throttle about halfway up. Put the choke on if the engine's cold. Turn the key switch. When the engine starts up, turn your choke off right away. Now we can drive forward or reverse because we are in the forward mow position. We turn the mower deck on, go to back up, you'll hear that the mower deck shut off. If you'd like to mow in reverse, turn the key to the reverse forward mow position. Turn your mower deck on, press the button, the red light will light up, and then you can back up and mow as many times as you like. The mower does have a really tight turning radius, and the power steering makes it really easy. No problem getting through the high stuff with the 25 horsepower engine, and it'll leave you a really nice cut too. So that's my review of the Cub Cadet XT3 GSX with the 54-inch mowing deck. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments section below. Please subscribe to my channel. If you like, you can go on Facebook and join the group Tractor Tread - Used Tractors for Sale. I'm Mark with the Tractor Tread YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.